Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Scott Dennis has the day off. Thanks for joining us tonight. Our top story, a warning for beachgoers. With sunny skies and mild temperatures, the beach is, of course, a popular spot this time of year. But swimmers in Sarasota, Manatee, and Charlotte counties are being warned about dangerous riptides. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter has more on what tourists and locals need to watch out for.
Dangerous rip currents and up to 5-foot swells are keeping many beachgoers close to shore, and it's also keeping lifeguards on their toes.
I would say the vast majority of all of our rescues do come from rip currents.
The expected cold front will likely create an angry enough surf that can carry you out to sea quickly. While locals know the hazards of rip currents, many tourists are unaware of the dangers they pose.
I don't think I really know about rip currents. It's another name for it is like an undertow, and it's a current that moves through the ocean and it can carry people out to sea.
I know that they'll pull you under. I know that much.
If you're out there without any kind of support to your feet, you're going to get pulled, is what I would think.
Sarasota County Lifeguard Captain Ray Routh says it's important you're educated on rip currents before ever stepping foot in the water.
Know your limitations. Sometimes people overestimate their ability in the water and they find themselves in trouble. If you get in trouble, do not fight the current and try not to panic. Just relax.
He says if you find yourself in danger,
do not fight the rip current. Tread water, let it dissipate a little bit, swim parallel to shore, and then back in.
And if you cannot swim out of the rip current, Routh says to continue to tread water and float, try again, and call or signal for help. The National Weather Service has issued the riptide and high swell advisory to last until 7 p.m. Friday night. In Sarasota, Jacqueline Matter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And now for a check on our forecast and more on these rip currents, let's head over to John, who's in for Bob.
Yeah, let's describe exactly what a rip current is. This is a really neat video that shows some dye in the water done by the University of North Carolina Coastal Studies Institute. You can see as all the water is pushed up on shore and piles up, a narrow little jet has to shoot back out into the open waters in order to relieve all of that piled up water that's at the coastline. And that is your rip current. If you're caught in that, it'll rapidly send you right back out into the open water. So if you are caught in one, swim parallel to the coast until you're out of it, and then you can swim back to the shore. But best advice is not to be in it in the first place, right? We have rip current advisories up. We have high surf advisories along the coastline. We have small craft advisories up as well, all because the winds are going to howl, especially after midnight and as we get toward dawn tomorrow morning and through the afternoon. It's really going to be quite an abrupt change, all caused by this cold front sinking southward. Boy, we've been talking about this one for about a week now. That front sinking south promises us some big changes in our daytime high temperatures, maybe a little sprinkle as well. We have some showers out in Gulf waters right now, but the majority of the showers are located to the north. Unlike some cold fronts at this time of year, this one doesn't promise any severe weather whatsoever. 68 degrees, nice temperatures during the evening hours, but then overnight tonight we'll drop after midnight and wake up tomorrow morning with about 56 degrees or cooler and possibly a shower around. Complete forecast coming up in a few. Haley?
Thank you, John. An elderly Sarasota man faces aggravated battery charges after deputies say he attacked a salesman in the parking lot of a mall with a golf club. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies were called to Sarasota Square Mall yesterday evening. An event salesman for Nissan was working in the mall parking lot when 83-year-old Lindsay Owens approached him. Owens apparently got upset about a promotional prize and started arguing with him. The salesman started recording video of this. When Owens was asked to leave, deputies say he got into his car and he hit the salesman with his mirror. Then he got out of his car, got a golf club from his trunk, and started hitting the man on his face and arms. Deputies later arrested Owens at his home. He is charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery and is in jail without bond. The Sarasota Police Department will have extra officers on patrol in the downtown area this Saturday night to make sure that the annual pineapple drop on New Year's Eve goes off smoothly. Around 30,000 people are expected to be in the area of Lemon Avenue and Main Street for all of these festivities. Police are reminding partygoers that it is illegal and dangerous to fire celebratory gunshots in the air. In addition, officers will be on hand to make sure everyone stays safe, and they're asking people to leave backpacks, coolers, and alcohol at home.
We not only have enough officers down there to make sure that everybody down there has a good time, but we're also prepared for any contingency situations that may arise, either you know, medical emergencies or any type of critical emergencies that may arise.
Several streets in the downtown area will also be closed on New Year's Eve for the Pineapple Drop. For a list of these closures, just go to mysuncoast.com. We will also be streaming the Pineapple Drop live on our website. You probably know Bob Harrigan MCs that each and every year. Players from all over the country are taking part in the Pinecraft Volleyball Tournament in Sarasota. It's an event that has some neighbors concerned. More than 1,500 players and fans have converged on the grounds of Palm Grove Church. Some people who live nearby don't think there's enough parking, and they say people end up parking and trespassing on private property. The tournament's director tells us they've made some big improvements to the parking and traffic situation for this year's tournament.
This year, we worked really hard to make sure that people have more parking, and working closely with Dutchman so that we can use their parking lot.
For any kind of normal traffic going in and out of that area, it's almost impossible. And we've posted signs and done a lot of things to try and prevent it.
This is the 27th year for the Pinecraft Volleyball Tournament. This action will continue until around midnight tonight. A follow-up now on improvements planned for one of the busiest intersections in Venice. The Florida Department of Transportation will begin its project at Jacaranda Boulevard and East Venice Avenue this coming March. Crews will be adding curbs and barriers to keep drivers from changing lanes and moving from the right lane only to go into the roundabout. They will also install new signs and pedestrian crossings. FDOT officials say the project will help slow down traffic and reduce the number of accidents at that roundabout. The Manatee County School District is one step closer to building a new high school in Parrish. The school board has closed on the $2.3 million purchase of 48 acres of land next to the property it currently owns. The district plans to build a two-story building on the lot that will accommodate 2,100 students. They hope to break ground in July and open the school in time for the start of the 2019-2020 school year. A public meeting about this project will take place in February. A new restaurant and bar in downtown Sarasota that's been in the works for more than 7 months is finally ready to open its doors. Cask and Ale is on Main Street. It's next to Evie's Tavern, and it's scheduled to open tomorrow afternoon. But it's not been an easy opening. After the proposal was announced in May, some residents complained. They were concerned the bar would generate too much noise. Ultimately, commissioners approved it with the idea that it will attract a younger crowd. Cask and Ale seats around 100 people and offers upscale craft cocktails and tapas. And ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now. And Richard, this is the second to the last day of trading for this year, and not much change.
Very little change. It's, you know, sometimes when I do this report, and I've been doing it for an awfully long time, it's a struggle to say, what really do I want to talk about? Today, there's almost nothing to talk about. The biggest change of any of the three indices we follow on a regular basis was 0.12%, 12/100ths of 1%, effectively nothing at all. I guess the real piece of important news is that for the month of December, we are going to have the best stock market we've seen since 2010. So I guess we'll take that. Now let's look at the quiet numbers, and quiet they are indeed. There you see the Dow down by less than 14.71ths of 1%, closing at 19,819.78 on volume of 644 million shares. The NASDAQ, as you see, the big loser of the day, down 12/100ths of 1%, less than 6.5 points at 5,432.09. That on volume of 1,409,000,000 shares. And the S&P, yes, down as well. Look at that, not even 1.31ths of 1% at 2,249.26. Kate Spade, perhaps you know that name, a very well-known manufacturer of women's handbags, among other things. Well, their stock was up by a whopping 23% yesterday, another 3.5% today, on rumors that the company is openly for sale. The rumors include possible buyers of no less than Coach, which of course is a major competitor, and there are others out there as well. So we'll have to see what happens. Haley, I know you're very familiar with companies like that, but the bottom line is it's been a struggle for them. Their sales, single-digit gains at best, so it's very likely they're going to have a new owner before terribly long.
Yes, I am very familiar with both Kate Spade and Coach and own both of those, but I do know that both have had a little bit of a struggle. So maybe, I guess, if they came together, could be a good thing. Who knows?
Yes, ma'am. You're right.
Well, expectations for 2017, believe it or not, we're into the new year.
We surely are, and I guess the expectation I have is I wish I knew, but I can tell you that if 2017 turns out to be anything like the last 6 weeks of 2016, we're going to have a lot of very, very happy investors watching us on a regular basis.
Let's hope that continues.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, homes crumbling in Michigan. Crews still trying to secure an area affected by a massive sinkhole. And ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, there is some good news when it comes to skin cancer, why the melanoma cases in one certain area of the country seem to be going down. We'll have that in Health Smart.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC 7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC 7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. We're wrapping up 2016 with our New Year's party. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll toast the end of the year and ask our wine expert about the best bubblies to serve for your celebrations. Venice Theater brings us the crooning sounds of singer Michael Bublé, plus McCurdy's New Year's Eve headliner, comedian Tim Wilkins stops by, and Harry's Continental joins us in the kitchen. Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new adventure. This week on Animal Outtakes, preserving and protecting our seabirds. Learn how you can help. Plus, Kids and Critters goes down on the farm with a couple of pigs. And just wait until you meet our Dog of the Week. Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC 7.
Sarasota Institute of Lifetime Learning begins its 46th season on Monday, January 9th in Sarasota, Venice, and Lakewood Ranch. Meet Blair Tyndall, author of Mozart in the Jungle, on Monday, January 9th, and information and intelligence expert Terry Roberts on Tuesday, January 10th. 72 global issues lectures by renowned experts, 24 musical conversations with great performers. Tickets are on sale now. For more information and to purchase season tickets, visit SILLSarasota.org.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
The Obama administration struck back at Russia, announcing a public retaliation for a cyber attack on the Democratic Party. The White House is kicking dozens of Russian intelligence operatives out of the country and is releasing evidence to show Russia was involved in the hacks. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest from Washington.
U.S. retaliation against Russia's cyber attack. The Obama administration naming names and kicking 35 Russian operatives out of the U.S.
The sanctions today were aggressive and they were bold, and they're designed to send a message to Russia that this type of behavior is unacceptable.
President Obama is still on vacation in Hawaii, but he gave the green light to punish Russia and its president, Vladimir Putin, for trying to interfere in the 2016 U.S. election. The administration slapped economic sanctions against several Russian intelligence services, top military officers, and companies accused of providing support. The State Department is also shutting down 2 Russian intelligence compounds in Maryland and New York. The Kremlin continues to deny involvement, saying If Washington actually takes new hostile steps, then it will get a response.
Do I think in reality it will change how Russia is doing business in the cyber world? The answer is no.
U.S. intelligence says Russia's goal was to help President-elect Donald Trump, who continues to question the findings.
I think we ought to get on with our lives. I think that computers have complicated lives very greatly.
House Speaker Paul Ryan slammed the Obama administration, calling the new sanctions overdue. Senator John McCain accused Russia of also meddling with other countries.
It is a threat to the very fundamentals of democracy.
The White House and Congress are still waiting on that broad intelligence community review of Russia hacking. President Obama also hinted to covert actions against the country, but with 3 weeks until Inauguration Day, it would be up to President Trump to take further action against Russia. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
New developments tonight involving convicted killer Dylan Roof. The 22-year-old murdered 9 black parishioners at a Charleston church in June of 2015. A judge has now ordered a competency hearing for Roof for next Monday, a day before his sentencing phase is set to begin. Roof told a judge earlier this week that he plans to represent himself, but the judge asked him to talk to his grandfather and lawyers before making a final decision. A jury will decide whether to sentence Roof to the death penalty or life in prison. A massive sinkhole in Fraser, Michigan is still keeping people from staying in their homes. As you can tell, that would be very unsafe from this video. Several residents were forced out on Christmas Eve due to the sinkhole, which was caused by a collapsed sewer line. Crews have been working around the clock since Saturday, trying to stabilize and secure the area. Gas and water have been cut off, and residents are not allowed to spend the night. But it appears that that house is starting to
sink.
Cave right in.
Looks a little crooked there.
A little crook. Yes, it does.
We're well familiar with sinkholes around here. Certainly to the north of us, there's a lot of sinkhole activity under those freshwater streams that run underground.
Scary.
Yeah,
it's scary to think like the man we had who was sleeping in his bed.
No, it's a nightmare.
Awful. It is.
It really is. And you can't map every underground stream and river and limestone cavern, so it's you know, I think we're looking at around our region a big change coming our way over the next 24 hours. I think a lot of people are going to wake up tomorrow and go, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
Because we have some rapid changes in our temperatures and the dryness of our air. So if you're running the heat tonight, you'll probably find it very dry inside when you wake up tomorrow morning. Because right now, look at it, dew point's 68 degrees, almost a summer-like dew point. Temperature is at 73. So there's a real feel of mugginess, I guess you could say, in the air. But the southerly wind flow helping to pump up that dew point value. Now, if you look at the temperatures across the state, they're really not all that bad, you know. I mean, you look in Tallahassee at 68, 66 Panama City, 63 in Jacksonville, right along the northern tier. And then points southward, 79 degrees in Fort Myers. Even locally, temperatures are generally going to be in the 70s throughout the evening hours. And 78 in Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca, 76 in Parrish, 73 in Sarasota, 74 in Venice, 74 in Bradenton. But the temperatures don't tell the story. The dew points do. And check it out. Where the winds have started to shift and the drier air is filtered in, we've got a 68-degree dew point in Sarasota and a 27-degree dew point in Pensacola. The dew point, remember, an indication of just how moist the air is or how dry it is. When you have dew points in the 70s, it feels like summer. In the 60s, it feels a little on the humid side, especially upper 60s. In the 20s and 30s, that's desert. And so we are looking at that drier air filtering southward throughout the nighttime hours, riding on a very brisk northwesterly wind. That will allow our temperatures to fall off pretty markedly after midnight and through the morning hours. Not much in the way of a rain chance, but we do have some, about a 20% chance, especially as this line of showers works its way southward through our area. After midnight, probably around 3, 4, 5 in the morning, we'll get these showers working their way through here. The tendency will be for these showers to kind of bust apart as they sink southward. Look at the radar data. Some pretty good thunderstorm activity, and then it moves out into the Atlantic, and the number of strikes decreases markedly. So we're in the process of getting rid of the thunderstorms, and we certainly won't see any around here. Most of the country is pretty quiet right now. The activity is occurring in the northeast and the Pacific Northwest, but particularly the northeast and down East Maine. That's where that low pressure area is winding up in the frontal boundary, trailing down right straight into the center part of the Gulf waters. Now, what we will see is that frontal boundary rapidly moving through here, and as it does so, the cold air beginning to filter in. with that colder air, we get a day, maybe a day and a half of some below average, really kind of chilly air, especially when you factor in the winds. Plus, with the windy conditions, there are a few things you got to watch for, especially mariners. Most everything that you have to watch for is associated with wave action and water. Mariners, is going to be a lousy day for boating tomorrow. It's just better to stay in port. Obviously, there's going to probably be some windsurfers out there enjoying those gusty winds. Do be careful, and certainly don't attempt it if you know you can't swim well. The experts will tell you, stay out of the waters right now. Weekend warm-up, though, after a cold snap. You can see the RPM computer model showing those showers sinking south and kind of falling apart as they do so. Then drier air builds in. We're left with a beautiful day on Friday, but cold. And then as we get into the weekend, the winds start to turn around to the east and we warm up like that. So one cool day and then a pretty fast warm up. Northwest wind at about 20, increasing to 20 to 25 overnight. Maybe some gusts higher than that. So obviously a windy day tomorrow with a high of 65. Then over the weekend, we start to warm under plenty of sunshine. The pineapple drop, looks to have absolutely spectacular weather. Back to you, Haley.
Great. Thank you, John. Now, the Suncoast Traffic Watch. There's an accident in Manatee County. It's on I-75 in the southbound lanes at the University Parkway exit, and it is backing up traffic. In health news tonight, a decline in melanoma cases and deaths in Northeast states bucks the national trend and may reflect benefits of strong prevention programs. That's according to a new study comparing regional U.S. data from 2003 to 2013. The researchers note that the Melanoma Foundation of New England has revved up programs, including putting sunscreen dispensers in public places. Nationally, melanoma cases and deaths have steadily increased over the past 2 decades. Clinical trials stopped by the Food and Drug Administration after people in the study died. Seattle Genetics said 4 people had died in trials testing its experimental cancer drug. That prompted the FDA to impose a clinical hold on several early-stage studies. 6 patients with acute myeloid leukemia type of cancer, it is a type of blood cancer, have been identified with liver toxicity, and 4 have died. The company is working with the FDA to identify whether the drug is the cause of that toxicity. It's the season of giving, but are our brains naturally more hardwired for being a Santa or a Scrooge? Using brain scans in 2 studies led researchers to conclude that human behavior is guided more by empathy and generosity than it is by selfishness. The scientists found that the scans of the stingiest participants showed the most activity in the prefrontal cortex, which regulates impulses. Meanwhile, the most generous subjects showed heightened brain activity in regions linked to recognizing pain and emotion and to mirroring others' behavior. That study was published in the journal Human Brain Mapping. Researchers say this could one day lead to treatment for people with social cognition problems. Coming up, don't break the ice, how firefighters were able to get a dog trapped inside a frozen lake. Plus, some quick-thinking California teens, what the trio did when their boat started sinking off the Florida Keys.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Looking back on the year that was, from the turbulence of tornadoes to the heartfelt memorials in the wake of the worst mass shooting in U.S. history. We'll take you back through the stories that made headlines for better or worse here on the Suncoast. I'm Haley Wilgus. Join us as we count down our top 7 stories of 2016.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Tomorrow at 5 on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Don Brennan. After months of problems and delays, a much anticipated change is coming to Main Street in downtown Sarasota. Tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you what's finally opening its doors. Josh?
And the cold front has finally arrived, so what will the temperatures be? We'll let you know.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Eric Schrock.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a Taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Sarasota, we're uncorking something special at Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room. Shop in a relaxed atmosphere with our wine specialists. You'll find 1,000 international wines, 200 under $20. National brand and boutique liquors at competitive pricing. Handcrafted beers. Stop by Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room today and let us show you something exceptional.
Some firefighters in Michigan worked together to pull off a tricky ice rescue. A family dog fell through the ice on White Lake. The dog was struggling in the freezing water and could not get out and was just about to give up. When the rescue team from the White Lake Fire Authority got there, they could see the dog struggling to climb out of the water, but unable to grab onto the ice to pull itself out.
The dog was still barking, but was still in the hole that was created from him falling through. Over time, he started to become a little bit more lethargic just due to the conditions in the water and hypothermia setting in.
Firefighters had to crawl onto the lake so they wouldn't disrupt the ice any further. They were able to reach the dog and pull him out of the water and then wrap him up in some warm blankets. Unfortunately, the dog was not wearing a collar or a microchip, so the staff in an animal shelter are now working to find its owner. Hopefully they find him. Well, 3 Orange County, California teens remain calm when their boat capsized in the Florida Keys. The teens rented a fishing boat while on vacation. They were about 2.5 miles off Little Torch Key when their boat started taking on water. Without time to grab life jackets, they climbed on top of the hull, which was still above water, and then they called 911. Rescuers were then able to find them and get them to safety.
Lost a lot of fishing gear, and yeah, that's kind of a bummer, but glad to be safe.
Yeah, we're alive, so can't complain there.
The teens say they have quite the story to tell when they get back home. You've heard of the McRib and the McMuffin. How about McRoad Rage? McRoad Rage. St. Pete police are looking for a woman who slapped another woman in a McDonald's drive-thru. Police say the woman was angry because of a road rage incident. She followed another woman to the McDonald's on 4th Street North, got out of her car, opened the driver's door of the other woman's car, and slapped her. She then got back in her car and left. Oh boy, hope they got her license plate. An American designer who worked on the movie Transformers has helped create a new innovative robot. The robot was built in South Korea and weighs 1.6 tons. It can walk on 2 legs like a human being, freely move its arms and fingers, and can mimic the operator's movements through interface technology. The robot is the result of a 2-year pilot program. Creators hope that one day these type of robots can be deployed to disaster sites to rescue victims in hard-to-access areas. Still to come on your Suncoast News, a piece of circus history returned. The money and the work it will take to restore an old circus train car in Venice back to its glory days.
Google GoWildHonda.com. Lease a CR-V for $219 during Wild's final clearance. Just $219 and 0 down. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
Christmas Tradition by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Google GoWildHonda.com. Lease a Civic for $179 during Wild's final clearance. Just $179 and 0 down. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.